Well, the worldwide underground might be crumbling from the inside out, but we are still going to bring it to Slamtown this week. Welcome back, everyone, to Smash This Podcast, reviewing all things Lucha Underground. Doing a little catch up too. Going to talk a little bit about some points from last week, and also carry it into this week. So, but gonna try to keep it as short and sweet as possible.
That was easy for you to say.
Yeah.
That was incredibly easy for you to say. Well done, sir. Well done.
Oh, I don't know where I pull these things out of. Once in a while, it turns out okay. It's the rest of the show that's going to be interesting. Joining me as always, Mr. Mile High Laz. Both of us coming off of being hashtag down with the sickness. This sir being a little more sick than I have been the past few days. How you doing, man?
I'm alive.
Hey, that's
outside of that, I'm not real sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm alive.
Alive it's a great starting point. You woke up today, right?
Yeah, it all got a little surreal at some point. I mean, I swear we elected a Cheeto president, so I think this is reality. I think this might be real life. I'm not real sure.
Oh gosh.
But we are here. But that also might be the cold medication talking. I'm not sure.
Oh, God knows I've had plenty of that within the last couple of weeks. And I'm sorry, I feel like I've passed it on to you. So,
and not like my favorite part about having a cold is like now, like if you have a cold, everybody looks at you like you're fucking Heisenberg. You're just like, when you see your ID, we need a semen sample. Like, I'm trying to buy cold medicine. What the fuck? Like, oh, well,
yeah.
Well, you might be operating a meth lab, like with a box of fucking Sudafed? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like if I hit the counter with 800 boxes, okay, let's ask some questions. But all I'm trying to do is not suffocate because my entire head is plugged.
While twitching uncontrollably, and your eyes are popping out of your head, yeah.
It's kind of like, it's exactly what I want to do, guys. Like, I feel like the fucking 7th level of hell right now. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home and crank out some bathtub meth. It's like, the hell, guys?
Sounds like a plan.
It's like, oh, this is just all a clever ruse. Me coming in here feeling like dog ass. Like, you guys, like, the whole this is a clever ruse. I am trying to make you guys feel sorry for me, so you'll sell me 800 boxes of Sudafed.
Right?
That'd be wonderful.
It sometimes works. Oh man, let's get into this. We're gonna do it. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a little catch up from last week. Working over some bullet points, dude. They are in the middle of this. What's called Battle of the Bulls tournament. There's 4 matches going on between last week and this week. And the winner of those 4 are going to be going on to fight for a championship shot at Mundo's title.
Yes.
Did I catch all that? I think that's what it is. Because, damn, there's a lot of people involved in this. I'm not going to go over every single person that was in there last week, but I will mention the winners. I will give them honorable mention because, damn, they deserve it. Last week's winners of the 2 4-ways, one was Mac. Kind of surprised me. He's definitely a fan favorite, and we see him once in a while, but they haven't done a lot with him. So it was great to see him win one of them.
Also a guy they can inject in a situation who can take a pen without it affecting the story.
Yeah.
His placement makes total sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I see where they're going with it. And I mean, to me, it's like one of those things. It's like, you know what, dude? Like, you've been a big-time role player for us. You're that 5-position guy that plays every position of the infield. Like, we've had you in backstage segments. We've had you in ring segments. You've done crazy stuff. You've done mellow stuff. So, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that they gave him that nod.
Yeah, it is very cool. He can, hold all those different hats and does it well. along with, cocking the weird eye and making giving people a little chuckle here and there. Yeah, definitely an all-around great performer.
He's just an animated guy. He's one of those guys that he's got that indie vibe to him, so he's got that he knows how to work small crowds.
Oh, he
realizes
certainly
that facial expressions and stuff like that really matter.
It does. Yeah, when you're in an intimate environment, so to speak, you need those certain things to really keep a vibe going in the ring and keep those 15 people's attention. It's
yeah. I mean, and it's one of those. It's the thing that's kind of weird about this show is we don't get a lot of facial expressions because people are in masks. So, like, the people that you do see their face, like, it's even more impactful because you don't see everybody's full facial reactions.
Yeah, and yet the guys behind the mask are talented enough that their body motions tell a story.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just another tool that the Mac has available to them over, say, a Drago or a Phoenix or Pentagon Jr. or somebody like that.
Right. The other guy from the other four-way battle that happened last week, really no surprise here, for me at least, was Cage. Holy crap, man.
Dude, that guy is just a freak.
He is.
There was something in me that was like when the Bullet Club was teasing a monster, there was something in my head like, oh my God, let it be Cage.
Yeah, there was some people that were tossing out a few names. I know that he was one of them.
Oh my God, let it be Cage. Because it's like, I want to see him and like Tomohiro Ishii have a match. Or like him and say Hanma. I mean, like, holy shit. But, oh, dude, that guy is just such a freak. Like, there's no other word for it. Like, how the hell do you describe that guy?
Oh man, he's unique in the sense that he's so jacked,
and like the thing with him is he still looks real. He's not like Scott Steiner that had a muscle on top of his muscle on top of his muscle. Like, dude, I was like, at any point in time, I was waiting for Scott Steiner to like turn his wrist, and you would just see this like little golf ball pop out of the top, just boink. Like,
oh,
how
dude,
do
it was
you do that?
That was just scary. This guy moves. He's big enough that he looks like he shouldn't be able to wipe his ass, but he moves like lightning, though. He does all the power moves, and yet he moves like a lucha guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like his training and his travels have taught him how to work like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys that's like, I just look at him and go, like, holy crap, man. Like, you could print money somewhere. Like, they would literally just attach a mint to your ass. Like, because he's that kind of, he has that kind of body, and he has that kind of presentation. He's that dominant.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow. Like, dude, okay, let's do this. Let's bring Brian Cage into the WWE. Let him beat people to death for a year. Just let him decimate everyone. And then put him and Sami Zayn out there and watch one of the greatest matches that has ever taken place in a WWE ring happen.
I like to see it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like he's special. There's something about him that's special. I don't know whether it's I don't know if it's his presentation or if it's his skill set or if it's just the combination of these so many different things. I don't know.
I think it is a list of several different things. That's, he's, like I said, he's got the look where he should be really limited to what he does, as in, say, someone like a Ryback. But then you look at Cage and he does all these other things that make your eyes pop out and go, whoa, what the hell did he just do? He should not be able to do that.
See, that's the thing that annoyed me with Ryback. It's like, I was so excited to see him on the indies because I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be so cool because there are things that guys that look like Ryback in the WWE that they're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
So I was like, one of those things like, oh man, like, you know what? Like he said he was more athletic and this, that, and the other. And I want to see it. And then it's like, what do we get in the indies? The same bullshit.
Yeah, that was one thing. It's like I knew he was going to show up last week at that House of Hardcore show, the one in Milwaukee. And all we got, and I'm not, I don't know, I don't want to like put 100% blame on anyone specific. It's Tommy's show. It's Ryback's character. So I think it's a combination of things. But yeah, I wanted to see a lot more. I wanted to see a match out of it, but we got a 2-second appearance out of him and a nice little thank you speech from Tommy Dreamer saying, "Hey, this is who we are. Thank you for being here." We really didn't get much from Ryback at all. I mean, he does come in.
It's like you know what? Like I like the guy.
Oh yeah,
I like the guy. Like there are some things about him that kind of make me laugh because it's like, oh, I read The Secret. Like that was the death of Ryback for me in the WWE. It was like, oh yeah, I read The Secret. Okay, like all right, dude, come on. Like
all right, what?
The Secret. It's this like self-help, self-enhancement book. And it was hilarious. Like you're just looking at it going like, what are you doing? Like that's a terrible creative choice. That's a terrible creative choice. And it's like, I don't know how you're going to recover from this. And people still talk about The Secret with Ryback.
That's one I don't remember, but
you don't remember that? He busted it out freestyle in an in-ring promo, and they were kind of stuck with it, I'm guessing.
Oh, is that when they were starting to like expand on his character a little bit?
when he became more face Ryback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like here, it was kind of explaining who he was and learning about Ryback and okay.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, when it comes to the Lucha Underground guys, I mean, when you're looking at these guys, I mean, Cage is something unique, and it's like I think he is going to play major roles as we get further into this season.
Oh, I have absolutely no doubt about that. Yeah.
So, I mean, he's a freak.
Yeah.
There's no other word to describe him. Like I don't know who. Like there is not another Cage. Like in independent wrestling right now, there's not.
He is an eye catcher.
You look around the entire world outside of the E, and even in the E, there's nobody like Cage. Like, it's like I haven't figured out how, like, Vince McMahon hasn't, like, just driven up to his house with a dump truck full of money and just dumped it in the lawn.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of, for lack of better words, bad blood somewhere.
I'm assuming behavioral at some point would be my guess.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. But who knows? I mean, he talks about the WWE once in a while. Doesn't sound like it's like all bad. All I know is that he sounds like he's having a crap ton of fun, and he doesn't want to lose that anytime soon. So, because he's really making his rounds all over the planet right now. Let's see. So we got those two winners. We get the next two matches this week. But before we get into that, let's talk about a couple other points from last week quickly. Sexy Star beat PJ Black. And the stipulation behind that was she was in the office with Dario and basically said, this is your last chance at getting a shot at Mundo. You have to beat a PJ Black to get that chance at Mundo. And if you don't, you're never getting another shot. And she was like, I got this. She's pretty confident.
PJ Black, we're good.
Yeah, but you look at PJ Black and there is some comedy regime stuff going around about the Worldwide Underground over the past several weeks. But they are a solid team. They are still nothing to sneeze at,
They're trying to be DX.
They are, and yet they're throwing their own spin on it.
Yeah, it's like it's this weird, like, the difference is in this scenario, Taya's playing the role of Shawn Michaels.
That's interesting.
Mundo's Triple H. And Evans and PJ Black are the New Age Outlaws. That's
pretty good. All right, anybody listening out there to this, I'll give you a challenge, and I obviously can't pay anybody for this, but take an old picture of DX and throw the heads of the Worldwide Underground on there, and send a DM, send it to one of us. That would be absolutely effing incredible, because that's money.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the structure of the group. It's like you kind of have to play with the roles a little bit, but you could definitely see the makeup.
And see, like with Mundo talking to the crew this week, I shouldn't say the crew because there actually was a crew in Lucha Underground. His crew, as in the Worldwide Underground. And then, he was acting up in front of the camera, in front of Taya. And the way he was like, sticking out his chest, and he started talking real tough like this. My whole thing was that was a little, I shouldn't say this, but my first thought is it almost looked like a little shot at Vinnie Mac. Like the way Vinnie Mac would talk to a crew or something. That's how I took it. It's like, oh, that's a shot. That is so a shot, Mundo.
You know what? Like, okay, I'm going to throw something out there into the ethos, and I want you to seriously go onto Google and start looking at pictures and tell me. Somebody posted a picture today of, like, Vince McMahon taking a picture with a fan. And I looked at it and I said, oh, my God, dude. You know who's going to play him in his biopic? Charlie Sheen.
Oh, that's good.
Because, like, I looked at him and I'm going, holy crap. You're Charlie Sheen. You have modeled your entire existence after Charlie Sheen. You thought you were winning.
Sheen could totally pull it off. That'd be hilarious.
Absolutely.
And his dad could be Vinnie Mac Sr.
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
Book it. All right. So yeah, there is some dissension, like I mentioned earlier, in the Worldwide Underground. Sexy Star Pete beat PJ Black, which then makes Mundo talking to his boys this week in that promo saying, you guys better win or I'm going to have to find a new Worldwide Underground, some new guys to wear those headbands. And it's like, and part of it was serious, and yet part of it was so comical. It was a great little segment.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I kind of laugh at those guys. Like that segment tonight seemed incredibly disorganized. So, like, I don't know whether it was just I don't know whether I need to rewatch it or whatever. But like, I was like,
I think it was meant to look like that.
What? What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a unique group makeup. I mean, good times.
It is. So yeah, I've got a feeling there's going to be some changes to this group coming sooner than later, especially with what happens. And I'm just going to kind of bounce around a little bit here, so bear with me. The last match with the Battle of the Bulls. Very interesting. I love how they put these teams together, kind of similar to how it's almost a reflection on the first season, where you've got Son of Havoc back in the ring against Angelico, making his big in-ring return. Very excited about that. Versus PJ Black and Jack Evans. It's supposed to be a fatal four-way, but ends up being part of the match, almost ends up being like a regular tag match. But then you've got the dissension between Evans and PJ Black, especially at the end, which I love how they made a quick little reference to it's just like the finger poke of doom.
Yeah, I started laughing. Like, I knew that the small package was coming. Like, the second that Evans went in for the cover, I'm going like, oh, he's so getting rolled up. Like, he's so getting rolled up. Like, but like, there was nothing like for an incredibly, I watch entirely too much wrestling, and I'm also a skeptic by nature.
Right.
So, like, I always assume the roll-up. So, like, I say that like it was some great revelation. Nah. I always assume somebody's up to no good. That's just how I'm programmed.
Well, yeah, especially when it's coming from, heels in a ring. Yeah, it's a given. And yet it was, it turned out, it's funny. It's like, PJ lost last week and yet he won this week. So, yeah, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. My pick going into this match obviously would have been Angelico. Was rooting for him just because it was his big return. Great to see him. But what they all did to each other in the ring tonight, jeez Louise.
What I'm hoping we get out of this is Angelico versus Jack Evans. That's what I'm hoping we get out of this, because that match is going to be unreal.
I don't know how the hell Jack Evans is walking after that match, period. After what Angelico did to him.
I don't know how Jack Evans is walking, period, dude. I've watched that guy throw himself off so much stupid shit.
Right?
Like, I have no clue how the guy is still walking. I have no idea.
What he puts himself through, and has been for the last, oh my God, how many years? 15?
Over a decade?
Yeah, at least. So yeah, PJ Black wins that one. Little segment kind of throughout here and there throughout the show. Part of it was Sexy Star, this whole psychology of, okay, she was working out and then she goes back in the locker room and she finds a spider in her locker, or tarantula, whatever you want to call it. And then later in the show, as she leaves the locker room, passes Mariposa, kind of teasing her, kind of chuckles at her or tugs at her hair or whatever she did.
Yeah, she pulled her hair.
Yeah, pulled her hair, which, set off Sexy Star and was like, you really want to go down this road again, as in, you don't want to do this. Not after what you did to me for 6 months. It's like, you've just got a beating waiting to happen.
I just like the presentation of Mariposa as this killing machine that also has childlike tendencies. Yeah. Like, it's really funny. Like, the presentation of that character is so completely unique.
Yeah, kind of almost similar to a oh God, what's that? It's just got the pigtails, the Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it's like she behaves like it's like she's almost a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's one of those characters that I'm interested in, and I really, really hope that they start to feature her more.
I think they will. There's only so much, unfortunately, that they can do in an hour, though. But she did have a hell of a spot in the match. Or I shouldn't say a spot. She was in the other four-way Battle of the Bulls tournament match that kicked off the show. Killshot versus Dante Fox and everybody's favorite, Mr. Crane. That's your cue. Oh, I've been waiting all night for that. great match. Holy cow. I don't think I've seen so many slap kicks in all my life, dude. It was almost comical.
Dude, but see, the reason why I enjoy him so much is because everything sounds forceful.
Yeah.
Whether he's standing still in the middle of the ring, that sounds forceful. I mean, it's his presentation, everything sounds the same. It all sounds stiff.
Oh, yeah. He brings it. Holy cow, does he ever. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, everybody just destroying each other in this match. Mariposa even got in quite a few nice shots. But Crane winning this one. So what I don't know if the match is going to happen next week or in the next couple weeks. I didn't catch that. But the final Battle of the Bulls tournament match is going to be Cage versus the Mac versus Jeremiah Crane versus PJ Black. So, yeah, that's, oh, man. That is just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like, I would assume the Mac's taking the pen in that match, but it could be PJ Black. The only two people that I could definitely tell you it's not going to be is Jeremiah Crane and Cage. Because they're both being presented strongly.
Very, yeah.
And I don't think that they're going to do anything to deviate from that, at least at this point.
Yeah, and I there's this, there's so many different components involved throughout this. I wouldn't be surprised for a minute if somebody else's compadre or someone associated with them also gets involved with some like shenanigans. So we'll see what happens. Like I could totally see Jack Evans screwing PJ Black in that match. Isn't a little revenge,
I could see that as well. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, with this product, they're only limited by what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what they want to do. They can make it all work. They want a guy to live in space. We can do that. We want a guy to disappear into a ball of fire. We can do that too.
Or just like melt into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, I mean, it's like these guys are not playing on they're not playing on the same plane as everybody else. They're playing on this totally unique environment because they can literally say and do whatever the hell they want, and people have to roll with it because they've rolled with everything else.
Yeah. It's like they're in a real location that they keep talking about, inside of LA, and yet there's some kind of like supernatural thing going on inside the same area code, It's weird.
It'll be all right.
Yeah. Let's see. What else was in this one? Okay. So this is also another thing that carried over from last week that we weren't there for to this week. Great little segment of Cobra Moon sitting on her throne and introducing some very important pieces of her puzzle in her.
Or as I like to call them, Snek 1 and Snek 2.
Okay. We are introduced to some generals, and then I know I'm going to screw this up, so bear with me. The last time I screwed it up, someone commented on the video as in, hey, you screwed it up, but we still love you. So, hey, thanks.
Like, wah, wah.
Right? We get a couple of those once in a while. We get a Pindar and I have to say this like she did, a Vigora. I think that's how she said it. I'm not.
Oh, Snek 1, Snek 2. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So we're
totally with you. We got this.
And I'm really showing my age here. and this is a stupid little comical end of it too that just made me giggle when I first saw these guys last week. Their masks that they're wearing, oh, totally out of the old 1970s/80s Land of the Lost. Like somebody like dug these out from some studio in Hollywood and said, "Hey, we can use these."
They're ill-fitting. If you noticed, both guys, the entire match, they were fucking with the masks.
Yeah, like making sure they're like trying to stay on or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's like they could feel them moving on their face. So I don't know whether these masks were not fit correctly, or if the performers' faces were not powdered correctly to help set the mask in place, or what. But yeah, I got a funny kind of feeling we're going to see at least one of them unmasked, and it's probably going to be incidentally.
It could be. And now I'm trying to. What the hell were those lizard guys from Land of the Lost? Was that Sleestacks? Is that what it was?
That sounds right.
Okay, all right. That's what that totally reminded me of, the Sleestack masks from Land of the Lost, minus the big 8-inch eyeballs sticking out. So yeah, this General Sleestack 1 and General Sleestack 2.
General Snack 1, General Snack 2.
Pendar and Vigora. One guy that I knew, the close to but not quite 7-footer gentleman with the long flowing black hair.
He's closer to 6 foot than 7 foot if you want to get real technical about it, but I'm sorry. If you don't reach the halfway point, we can't round up.
He's still freaking tall, dude. Anyways, a little behind the scenes on who this gentleman behind the mask is a formerly Judas Devlin of NXT that was let go a few years ago. He's been working the independent scene and also doing stuff down in AAA. And you informed me who the other gentleman was. Why don't you fill in that blank, sir?
Yeah, I believe his name is Steve Payne. I'm pretty sure. He's worked at AIW. He's worked at he's worked at AAA. So what I'm guessing is I mean, the guy's got a fairly unique look. Yeah. So I would not be, and he's a remotely good-looking guy, so I would not be surprised to see him brought back in an unmasked role at some point. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a guy I'm going to have to definitely do more research on because I just learned who he was tonight, and I need to go and do some legwork.
Right.
I was ill-prepared on this one.
That's okay. That's all right.
And I'm still not really sure if he's Snack 1 or Snack 2. I haven't decided yet. I don't know.
That's Pindar.
Yes.
Just nodding his head. You can't see it, but he's just nodding his head right now. All right, so in the match between Cobra Moon versus Drago, who they remind us that he is 1/3 the trio's titles holder. Very interesting. We haven't seen a lot of that trios defending their belts this season.
We've had, but the thing is, there's been so many single storylines going on, there really hasn't been time.
Yeah, and the other million other little things happening in and out of the temple. But that's okay. It's like when it does happen, it's awesome. And they'll revisit it eventually. They're going to. That's one thing you can trust Lucha on, is they're going to revisit something once they bring it to the light of day.
Yeah, I think we got a storyline. I mean, I think right now we're trying to figure out what's going on with the Worldwide Underground, and I think once that dissolves, then plus you've also got the White Rabbit Tribe, and then new alliances, because I'm assuming Jack Evans is going to be leaving the Worldwide Underground, so I'm assuming this is probably our Jack Evans face turn.
That could be.
This is our Jack Evans face turn. So you put Jack Evans out there with Angelico. shut up and take my money. Those guys are tremendous.
And they're already a tag team in AAA. Oh, damn it. I gave that away.
Yep. And you also have, you could put Sexy Star with them. That puts a title back on a woman. You could put, I mean, hell, dude, if it all blows up and Taya turns on Mundo, Taya's a face. You could put her on that team. I mean, I got a funny kind of feeling we're going to have something big for it, like something like the Battle of the Bulls for a trios tournament later in the season. That's my guess.
Yeah, it could be. Something's going to happen with that, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's my guess, is I think that's how that's going to break down, so... Yeah. And it'll be cool because, I mean, Team AAA, as I refer to them, because that's what they went by at Chikara, those guys are unreal. But it's like, you've got like the White Rabbit tribe that's a legitimate trio.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that if that belt needs to go anywhere, it's on those guys because they are a trio. There isn't any extra members there.
Or it could go on to the team, or, well, it's kind of a team, the introduction of this group that we just saw tonight between Cobra Moon and her two generals that were just brought to the light of day.
Snack 1, Snack 2.
That's, yeah. I could see that too. And they obviously, you know, they carried off Drago. So that's going to be interesting to see if Drago gets, like, mind screwed and brought back to the reptilian tribe or whatever she calls it, the lizard tribe. And then somehow they break up the trios championships, and then there's a tournament. Oh my God, tournament. There we go. For that, you know, this could go a couple different ways.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the great thing. It's like the beautiful aspect of this is you have one group of storytellers that are all telling one story. So nothing is going to be. You're not going to have any loose ends that are just going to float away, and they're going to be that unanswered question forever.
Yeah,
like who the hell pulled the title belt up? But who the hell pulled the title belt to the roof between McMahon and Austin? I still don't know the fucking answer to this. And it's like 15 years after the fact.
The world may never know.
No. You know why? Because I am like one of 8 people on Earth that fucking remember it. And Vince McMahon laughs at me. He heckles me in his spare time.
It's like he flicks you in the back of your ear.
Yeah, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
He's just a dick.
Remember that? Flick. There was one last point I was going to bring up about last week. Oh, we get
the women's match of insanity.
Oh no, I wasn't going to bring that up. No, go ahead, because I'm obviously not remembering that.
The Pentagon Junior versus the Black Lotus Triad. That was last week, right? Or was that the week before?
I think that was the week before.
God, that thing is still so fresh in my head. Whew, okay.
Dude, that was wicked. No,
crap. What was I? Oh, there was a couple of spots actually that were really, really good. Dante Fox, you saw one of his ND finishers tonight. That springboard C4.
Oh yeah,
better known as the low main pain. That you probably won't hear it called that on this on Lucha Underground. So it's a that spot's unreal, man. Like, dude, I could literally watch Dante Fox and Killshot wrestle for days because they're both so athletically gifted. I don't think you would see the same move more than twice.
Yeah, this feud between them is certainly not done anytime soon.
Oh, nowhere close. And they're great. I mean, I can't. That's the thing about this show. It's like they have exquisite taste and the talent that they pick.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I mean, every time they bring in someone new, it's like they knock it out of the park. They may not be perfect, but they use them really well,
Novel concept.
Oh, I
they
know.
have a plan.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
I know. It's
like they have an actual plan. They're organized to do this specifically. Like, how can we take this one person and inject them directly into the storyline? There you go.
And put them over instantly.
Yep.
A la Jeremiah Crane, a la Dante Fox, a la White Rabbit Tribe, and the list goes on and on and on. Yeah. This season has been a tremendous example of that. Let's see. One last thing to touch on. Captain Vasquez brings in, oh my God, what the hell's his name? He got his arm broken. Got called a rat.
Cisco.
Thank you. I always mix it up. I almost say Castro. That's the other guy who's dead, but not dead.
He's undead. What? Holy shit! It's gimmick infringement. It's the Undertaker. That's not right. Would you stop that?
It's rampant in Lucha Underground. So yeah, Cisco is brought in, and Vasquez is informing him that he needs to get his ass back in the temple. She needs him in there to keep on doing his job. As soon as his arm heals, at least she's nice enough about that. And he's like, well, how the hell am I going to pull this off? And she pulls a little mask out of her drawer. So he's going to go back to the temple once his arm is better, I'm assuming within the next few episodes, because it's been a while. With his doctor excuse, of course. He'll give that to Dario.
His doctor's note. Sorry, I need a workman's comp.
Yes.
Have workman's comp? These are the questions that I have.
Oh my God, Dario's workman's comp list would be just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so what happened? I don't know. Like, Matanza jerked me into a friggin' stack of bars. It's like, what?
Bale's family's got a lawsuit out there somewhere. Be like, we still can't find him.
We know he's here. We're just not real sure where.
He's missing in action. Rest in peace.
He's
Bale.
Chuck Bronson?
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're better now. Sorry, dude. I saw the friggin' commercial for Death Wish 2 through 4 next Monday on the LRA network. I was like, dude, that's like 9 hours. That's like 6.5, 7 hours after TV edits of pure, unadulterated violence. I'm in.
With the man's face who never changes. He's happy.
Yeah.
He's pissed. He's sad.
He's like
emotional. Nope.
Dude, I'm still waiting for him to do like a Monday night of like Delta Force and Delta Force 2. Dude, I'll be in for that in like a millisecond. Like, give me Chuck Norris on a friggin' on a motocross bike that shoots missiles. I'm down.
I was gonna say that's good old Chuck Norris, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I haven't seen that guy in a long time.
He's still magnificently bearded.
Yeah, the guy's like what, 80?
And he's got arguably one of the most magnificent beards I've ever seen.
And probably one of the better bodies in Hollywood. It's ridiculous. My God. It's just ridiculous.
Well, that's what happens when you do martial arts and you're a weird guy for most of your adult life.
He just eats, sleeps, and prays gym. That's all he does.
He praised a beard.
Beard.
He praised a beard. It's like, do you realize that if you were to part Chuck Norris's beard, it would actually expose another fist? So these are things that people need to be aware of.
Or something even more terrifying.
Yeah, if you expose his chin, it causes a quantum singularity, and we're all eviscerated on the atomic level. So it's going to be amazing.
It's the rest of the world goes, what? Oh my goodness! So yeah, quite a lot to catch up on, but I think we summed it up pretty well here.
With the things and the stuff.
With the things and Smeg 1 and Smeg 2 and the Worldwide Underground.
It's all snack all the time.
Yes. And the Worldwide Underground is imploding, and Sexy Star is deathly afraid of spiders, and she's not taking any shit. Oh!
She is very angry.
Who put the spider in her locker if it wasn't Mariposa?
My assumption was Katrina. That seems like a Katrina play.
Yeah, could be.
I mean, that sounds like a Katrina play. Or if I were to have a dark horse in this race, I would go with Taya. Because it's the old okay, back like in the early 90s when it was still when Billy Gunn was still Billy Gunn and he still had a brother named Bart.
Oh god. Okay,
okay. Apparently, X-Pac got the shit ripped out of him by those guys. So he put super glue around the brims of their hats. They put their hats on. They went out to the ring. They were glued to their heads.
Oh my!
So they literally had to rip them off. Well, when they came back through the curtain, they went after Mr. Perfect. Because Mr. Perfect was a well-known ribber. But the funny part about it was the fact that apparently Perfect had also picked on Waltman. So Waltman had the perfect crime. Oh. And basically stood by and watched these guys fight. So it's like, I mean, so if I'm looking for somebody who is, if I'm playing a chaos theory card, it's Taya, because she has no dog in the fight except for Mundo. Okay. The thing is she wants Sexy Star as distracted as possible from Mundo. So if she puts something in there that may, like, my core impulse was like, this is Katrina. Then she ran into Mariposa. But when I stopped and thought about it, and I started looking at the pieces coming together, I'm like, there is nobody from the Worldwide Underground involved in this, even though Sexy Star is due to face off against the champion in a steel cage.
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's definitely a possibility there. That's a good one, dude.
I mean, and yeah, it's like, I'm trying to think outside the box when it comes to that kind of stuff, because it's a you look at the way that they break. I mean, with Lucha Underground, it's not always the most obvious storytelling.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the North Tower storytelling. It's not paint by number storytelling where everybody works in one line and that's it.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, I dig it, and it's like, I know it's only going to get better.
Oh, sure, yeah. It makes you guess, makes you wonder. It's not obvious, yeah. So, last segment of the show, and then we'll get out of here. Because they're giving us a signal, I think. Dragon Azteca Jr. checks up on Rey Mysterio, and then they're talking about Matanza, who is also on the loose as of last episode, holy crap, is that like not almost the scariest thing in Lucha Underground right now? The fact that Matanza is on the loose.
No, he left with Dario.
He did, but the fact that he's defying Dario and like knocked his ass out cold from the cage shot.
Sometimes Wayne Brady's got to smack a bitch. I mean, shit happens. I mean, seriously, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for Matanza to rear up because you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's only so many times that Dario can wave that friggin' big-ass key in front of his face and expect him to comply. Yeah. Along with all the reminders of Dear Mother.
Yeah, I mean, Matanza is unique. Like, he's just one of those guys that he's unique as hell, man. Like, there's nobody. He's another one of those guys that he's kind of a one-of-a-kind guy.
Yeah.
So.
Very freaky, though. If I was, putting myself in the temple as a storyline in itself, man, I'd be terrified to go out to the ring knowing that guy, in a moment's notice, could come out of nowhere and give me what's the finisher?
The Wrath of the Gods.
Thank you. The Wrath of the Gods. One of the best finishers I've seen in a long time.
Looks really, really similar to this other guy that he uses a move that's called the Tour of the Islands.
Oh, you're talking about Jeff Cobb making his debut on Flow Slams Evolve.
Indeed, sir.
Oh, dude, that was so good. Oh.
Dude, Flow Slam is like the best money I've ever spent. Like, and it kids, like, okay, I was happy with just getting the Evolve and the Shine shows. Right. Because I was paying $40 a month for those, so now I'm getting those 3 for $20. But now they've added you've got 2 House of Hardcore shows this weekend. PWX is going to be streaming Seasons Deletings on High Spots this weekend. Plus, you've got within like the next 2 weeks, like the Wednesday of New Year's is OTT is making their debut as well.
I just read that today. Yep. Oh, shout out to High Spot Harry. He's actually going to be viewing the House of Hardcore show where we have Tommy Dreamer versus Broken Matt in a steel cage.
Is that Friday night?
I believe so. Yeah, he's going to be there for that. So
yeah, that's at the old 2300 Arena, better known as ECW Arena.
Dude, that is going to be so much fun.
So that place should be rocking.
Yeah.
That place should be borderline out of control. Whereas their first show, the crowd was like to me that main event was like okay, like I understand why it went on last, but to me, you close it with a big wrestling match. You send people out talking.
Are you talking about their debut on Flow Slam that happened last week?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was more for the crowd than for
Yeah, but the thing is like you're playing the 2 separate masters there.
Yeah.
So it's
because it's David Hero. It's David Hero's joint bringing in Tommy Dreamer's brand. So yeah.
I mean, it's going to be fun. I mean, they added Over the Top, and from what it sounds like PWX is setting up to stream on High Spots because PWX is the home brand for High Spots.
Okay.
So I mean, it's pretty cool. What I'm hoping for is the Flow Slam numbers continue to pick up, and they continue to pick up, and they continue to pick up, to where a lot of these independents, they see it to their advantage to start utilizing it. I think if they can get to that route, that's going to be amazing.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go to Flow Slam's YouTube channel. They've been throwing little nuggets out there of what they've been featuring on their channel, just to give you a little taste. Some of the Evolve stuff, some of the other things.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about maybe for my birthday, buying like the year membership for $150.
Oh yeah, it's
like $12 a month. So it's like, okay,
yeah, it's a better deal. But for those who can't, blow the whole 150 all at once, it is what it is. So, but yeah, crazy weekend, doing a lot of catching up. So much to bring to Smash This podcast in the very near future. Very excited about it because I plan on talking about a lot more Flow Slam stuff as it comes down the pike.
Yeah, I mean, we were planning on doing Evolve last weekend, but I got sick and that didn't quite work out.
Yeah. Well, we still got time. We still got time to talk about that before they hit the next few shows. So it'll happen sometime. It's worth talking about. So that's it for this one, I think. Any last thoughts before we get out of here, brother?
Space time.
Well said. Good night, folks. Thanks for listening. See ya.